This is embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. And I've purposely gone and waited a while after this, after the full time to not, just go and do so and be too reactionary. No, we're not standing up. We're sitting down. And we need to discuss some things. And this video is almost more so going to be to my fellow PSG fans rather than, other people who are here, for the sake of the hate watch and whatnot. But for us, we need to go and admit, for the last month or so, specifically ever since 2026, and even, for the last month or so, I'd go and say, PSG have not been good. PSG have simply not been good. Yes, we beat Marseille at the end there on penalties. Yes, we went and beat Flamengo. That's 2 penalties. Even the previous final, we went, again, against Spurs on penalties. It's nice and whatnot that you go and you do so, but ultimately, these are games that PSG, given the quality of your team, you should be winning a lot more comfortably. And especially in these last couple of games. The one against Marseille, I said it, we were whack. We were whack. Realistically, probably we did not deserve to win. But ultimately, our quality, our individual brilliance got us way through. The game against Paris FC previously, 2-1. Ultimately, that was pretty comfortable. But even before then, we have not been good in the last month. And this game, this is embarrassing. Honestly, this loss, for me, is really close to the Chelsea loss. Because, of course, yes, the Chelsea loss is in the final and whatnot. For me, PSG, for the first time in their history, lose to Paris FC in a Parisian derby at home in the Coupe de France, a trophy that PSG historically dominates in. This is embarrassing. Embarrassing. There is no excuses. There is not a single excuse. And this is why I'm going and addressing this to my fellow PSG fans. There is not a single excuse you can bring up here. What? Oh, we didn't have we had a preseason. Preseason was like 6 months ago. You can't use that as an excuse anymore. The players and so forth, injuries. Everyone was fit. Bar Hakimi, everyone was there available. Everyone was there available. You brought on, at one point, we brought on Doué, Dembele, and Nuno. Those 3 on in like the 60 or 70th minute. There is not a single excuse. Paris FC, for as much as I want them to do good and whatnot for Paris and whatnot, is a team that I think has one of the worst defenses in Ligue 1. And over 90 minutes, you cannot score a single goal. This is embarrassing. And honestly, we need to go. This is a slap in the face and this is a wake-up call. And people are going to try to go and say, this is a meaningless cup game. I don't care. That means now officially, PSG cannot do the back-to-back in terms of the treble. PSG will not be able to retain the Coupe de France. It's done. The treble, the quadruple, whatever you want, it's done. PSG cannot do it this year. So early. If it's happened later on, I don't care. And people are going to try to masquerade this and say, this is actually a good thing. It's going to mean less games. I don't flipping care. PSG, we're PSG. I don't care how many games we have to play over the course of a season. If we're in a competition, we're in it to win it. So no excuses. This is embarrassing from PSG. And I'm sorry, we need to go and put ourselves into question. Going and losing to Paris FC, who had 2 shots the entire game on target. On their one shot that's actually somewhat decent, they go and they score. Okay, fine. There's not really much we can do on that. But then on our end, we can't do anything. It's slow. It's lethargic. Our finishing is whack. We are miles from where we were last year. We are miles from where we were last year. And honestly, there's a lot of teams in the world right now that we go and we face, we lose to. We go and we lose to. Not because I don't think necessarily defensively. I think defensively we've gotten worse. I think in the midfield we probably stayed roughly the same. But offensively, my misère de misère have we regressed. Misère de misère have we regressed. And honestly, I really do not know where to begin with. I really have no idea where to begin with the analysis for this game. If there's one game I can go back and that I have to go and liken this game onto is the Dortmund game, the second leg, where you literally everything you did everything possible. I don't even think that we played poorly necessarily today. I think overall, you look at the game today, PSG deserved to win the game in quotation marks, right? You had the shots, you have the possession, you have everything going your way. The XG, shots on target, big chances created, the passes, every single XG, every single metric is in your favor. But ultimately, there's also another aspect of me and goes and says, we kind of deserve to be out. Based on the recent performances PSG have had in the league, in the Champions League, you could argue with that game against Bilbao, in the Trophée des Champions final against Marseille, in the Intercontinental Cup, we've not been good. We have not been good. It's been moments of brilliance. It's been keepers saving us and whatnot. It's not been because as a team we've been good. The PSG that smacked Inter, we are a country mile from that. We are a country mile from that. And there is a whole lot of work we need to do to get back to that level. Forget trying to be better right now. It's going to take a lot of work to get back to that level. And this game is going to some people are on fraud watch. I'm going to start going, some people on the team are on, I'm not saying that, you need to leave the club or anything. Some players, some things are on fraud watch. Some things are on fraud watch. Because again, as I said previously, what is the actual excuse you can go and give? What? You've had a lot of games recently. The year's only just started. You had 10 days of rest. You've only just kicking back off. You're fine. Oh, what? You're not playing enough games. You had 2 games before this. So you're in a good rhythm. You've been training everything. Injuries, there's no injuries. There's not a single player. I mean, there's, Kang and whatnot and Jantu, but there's to your main squad, to the main players, there's no one that's injured. Everyone's fit. Everyone's fit. It's not just like, everyone's fit and has been fit for a while. The only major player you can go and say is missing is Hakimi, and he's out at AFCON. There's not a single thing I can go and say, no. This is just purely bad. This is purely bad. And for the time being, I'm going saying it. PSG, we are not who we think we are. Not right now. Again, as I like to also say, the reality of January is not that of March or April or May, right? When trophies are won. But PSG are out of a competition. PSG are out of the Coupe de France, which means, as I said previously, the treble is done. Forget it. The best we can do this year is win the league and win the Champions League. In fairness, in the Champions League, okay, we'll say we're doing okay. In the league, we're still a point behind. And I think, honestly, as PSG fans, I think we're still sort of living off the high of the Champions League and then the subsequent, all those things. But now I think we really need to come back down to reality. If you want to go and say as a good thing, this is a reality check. This game is a reality check to go and show we are not at the level. We're not as pretty as we thought we were. Because now the level that we're playing at, yes, technically most teams we play against, we have the technical brilliance to go and be able to beat them. But the game against Bayern, when actually you have proper adversity and whatnot, and a team that is going to go and test you, you struggled. But okay, you'll chalk that up to you had a bunch of players injured, so on and so forth. For the last month or so, where basically all your players have been fit and ready, you've had the rest, you don't have anything, we've not played well. We've not played well. At the end of the 2025 of the year, I was just going and saying, let's get to the break. Get to the break. I don't care how, just get to the break. But to actually go and give out some more actual analysis about the game, the other really annoying thing is when you go and you look, and of course it has to be PSG. The player that you concede to, the player who scores the goal for Paris FC, is 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙞, a PSG academy, a PSG academy product. I don't know what it is with our club and conceding goals to former players. I don't know. Maybe they have an agenda. I don't know what it is. And then of course they go and they do the gimmick. This year alone, you've got Kingsley Coman in the past. You've had 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎 again here today. In Ligue 1, other games, 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼, all these players, Kalimundo have done in the past. Coman. Ça commence à me saouler, wesh. Oh. And then honestly, to Paris FC, ouais, chapeau l'artiste. Congratulations to them. As typical, basically every single one of their players probably had the game of their lives, specifically their keeper. Had, I think, 7 saves today, prevented 1.19 goals. PSG next year, I think 1.73, 25 shots. How many shots on target? 7 shots on target, 6 big chances created. They didn't really offer much of themselves. I think in total they had 4 shots, 2 shots on target, 1 big chance created, and they scored on that 1 big chance. And honestly, on that one, there's not really much you can say. And that's why I go and say again today, there's not really necessarily anything where I can go and say, I thought defensively we were fine. We didn't struggle anything. The chance we concede, it was a well-worked, action by Paris FC, and they scored. There's nothing 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎 can really do. But today, I think the majority of the responsibility lies on the attack. Because yes, we did create chances and whatnot, but les gars, the finishing, And of course, I'll get onto individual players. The finishing on us. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. C'est une dinguerie. I think this. I'm seeing glimpses of the PSG of the first half of last season, where we were creating chances. We were pretty astute just defensively, but on the one chance the other team got, they scored their goal. And on the 15 chances we got, we failed to score. But to go and talk about actual individual performances, I think the only one, or some of the only people who can come out of this game, satisfied with their performance from PSG's perspective is Vitinha. And at this point, Vitinha has been PSG's best player this season, and by a country mile. By a country mile. Whenever he's been fit, he was the captain today, he was the number 10 today. Vitinha is PSG's best player and has been this entire season, and I am not up for the debate. Vitinha can go and leave this game satisfied. Warren, I thought Warren Zaïre-Emery once again doing a shift there at right back, bombing forwards, being impactful defensively and offensively. I think Warren can leave this game satisfied. I also think that Beraldo, actually, despite obviously, conceding and whatnot, I think he can go and leave this game satisfied. Apart from that, the rest of the defenders, I'll say Pacho and Zabarni, they did their job fine. But Mayulu today, as much as I love him, trash today. Fabiano Ruiz, and it's been a couple games now, whack. And then for the attack, I'll start off for Gonçalo Ramos. And this is where I say, Gonçalo Ramos, if you bring him off the bench beyond the 80th minute, Gonçalo Ramos is the greatest ever player to play association football. Gonçalo Ramos, you bring him off the bench after the 80th minute, he is the greatest player to touch a football. He will score a goal, he will do something. You get him to start a game, I'm not even sure this guy should be playing Ligue 2. This guy should not be in the second flight of French football. Technically, he's not good enough for PSG. He is not good enough to play for PSG. Technically, every time you give him the ball, 50% of the time he loses it. 50% the pass is short, he can't control it, it bobbles off, it's a bad touch. He can't do it. This is why Gonçalo Ramos for PSG shouldn't ever be starting for PSG. And it's not even to go and say that necessarily want him out of the club. No. It's he cannot start a game for PSG. It doesn't matter what the opposition is, who it is, and what this like. He cannot start. Gonçalo Ramos for me is solely and will never be beyond a super sub for PSG. And the thing is though, as a super sub, he's excellent at that. He's PSG's top scorer this season. But as a starter, Gonçalo Ramos should never, ever be starting for PSG, at least this season. Never, never, never. C'est fini. Next, going on, Kvaratskhelia. And again, Kvaratskhelia, the thing is in the play he'll do fine. He'll take people on, he'll dribble, he'll be impactful, but his finishing, he'll go at times over the course of the game, 20 minutes where you'll forget he's on the pitch. You just forget he's there. He won't do anything. Or sometimes he'll try to play things. He'll be too selfish. He'll get mad. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough for a player that you paid 70 million for. Thank you, yes, of course, for all the things you did last year. But this is 2025, 2026, right? Thank you for all the years, all the moments and the emotions. But we got to move. We can't rest on our laurels here. And Kvaratskhelia, yes, I go and see here. He had the most dribbles completed here today. Played 64 minutes, had 3 shots, no shots. How many shots did he have on target? 4 big chances created. Can I see any shots? Shots. I don't think he had a single shot on target or didn't attempt any at least. I just don't think he he's good. He's good and he's one of the best wingers when you go on his day. The thing is, on his day, he picks and chooses his games. One day he'll go and have a generational masterclass. The other day he'll have a generational ghost session. He'll be going and playing hide and go seek with Casper the Friendly Ghost, and he'll win. And it's the thing that he picks his games. He'll be decent in the big games against the big teams, but in games like this where you just need a moment of brilliance, somebody to go and turn up, he's not there. So Kvaratskhelia, voilà, applique-toi, get locked in. And then the final case, and the one honestly that I'm not even sure what to say here. Bradley Barcola. On the one hand, he was arguably PSG's best attacker. most chances created here today. He was dynamic. He was penetrating lines. He was making runs in behind. He could have finished the game today with like 2 assists minimum. He had a cross that nearly went in. That's obviously the upside, but on the downside, 𝙎𝙾𝘾𝘼 is the new Dembele. But at this point, forget calling him 𝙎𝙾𝘾𝘼. Call him Dembele Jr. This is Dembele like from a couple seasons ago. Dembele Jr. He will go and do bits with the ball, beating his man, going in, but then the final product is just not there. There was also a time in the first half he gets played through. If he sweats it well to Gonçalo Ramos, bang, it's a tap in. Messes it up. It's the final ball. And especially there was that one time, as soon as Nuno, 𝙀𝙀, and Dembele came on, Nuno plays him a great ball, a typical Nuno ball through on goal. He goes in, tries to go and do the Mbappe, shoot it near post. He misses it. If you guys want to go into, it's the exact same miss that he had against Inter in that Champions League final. The exact same. A carbon copy. The only difference is he didn't send anybody down this time. He goes in behind, same trajectory and whatnot, goes, misses it, shoots it wide. And at some point, 𝙎𝙾𝘾𝘼𝘖, s'il te plaît, I don't care what you need to do. After training, spend 30 minutes afterwards just doing finishing. In fact, stop training, just do finishing practices. Because if 𝙎𝙾𝘾𝘼 finishes, I feel like I'm repeating myself with what I said with Dembele. If 𝙎𝙾𝘾𝘼 could finish a football, 𝙎𝙾𝘾 is the best player in the world. If 𝙎𝙾𝘾 can finish the ball, can have the proper final pass, and put the ball in the back of the net, 𝙎𝙾𝘾 is a top 3 player in the world easily. But the issue is, il est tellement inefficace. He misses too much. At the end there, he was putting good balls for do all that stuff, but you gotta want him here. At this point today, I can't go and spare anybody and for their blushes. 𝙎𝙾𝘾 today, you especially given that big chance that you had, you are partly and hugely responsible, I would go and say, to the loss today or the result today. You have to be putting those in. You have to be. It's cute and all, in your league, you're winning 2-0, so whatnot. But in a game like this where it's 0-0, this nonchalant gimmick, and 𝙎𝙾𝘾 is known for being nonchalant, but I feel like this nonchalant gimmick has permeated through the entire team now. Where now, even at the end there, 75th minute, I had this thing of, surely we can't lose this game. Surely we're going to go like with Marseille and whatnot. And honestly, good that we lost today. Because if we'd gone and we'd equalized and won on pens and whatnot, we would have been happy. I would have been happy again. But it's papering over the cracks. To get on to other performance, I mentioned 𝙀𝙀 today. Again, 𝙀𝙀's not been, these last couple of games, he's really not been good. And I think he needs to spend a couple of games on the bench, get back to his best. Because it's simply not good enough for 𝙀𝙀. I mean, we only made 3 changes. Again, you only look, you bring on Nuno, you bring on Dembele, you bring on 𝙀𝙀. So by the end of it, you had Warren, Zabarni, Beraldo, Pacho came off obviously, but Nuno went there, 𝙬𝙬, 𝙀𝙀, Vitinha, 𝙀𝙀, Vitinha, and Ruiz, 𝙎𝙾𝘾, Ramos, and Dembele, all on the pitch. This is a team that could win a Champions League easily, and yet we're struggling to go and create chances and score a goal against one of the worst defenses in the league, Paris FC. There's the 𝙀𝙀 chance at the end there. There's the Dembele one-on-one. In front of goal this year, we are a shadow of the team that we were last year. That's it. That's all. And I'm looking right now, I've ranted for like 20 minutes. Honestly, at this point, all the memes, this stuff, the 𝙎𝙀, all that, honestly, they're all welcome. Because PSG, we're not that guy. We are not them. We are not who we think we are. And this is a slap in the face. This is a reality check. And honestly, hopefully, I hope. And again, this is really me going and stretching and really me trying to, grasp at straws here. I hope this is a wrong for a good. Hopefully, this is a turning point in the season to where we start really taking the season seriously and going and saying that, guys, if we don't really actually start playing football and actually playing properly, yeah, we could lose the Champions. We can get knocked out in round of 16 of the Champions League. We can get knocked out. We can lose the title. Because honestly, at this point, if we continue playing like this, PSG losing the title, that's not crazy. PSG we can face a Leverkusen in a round of 16 of the Champions League and we can lose. I do not want the same thing that happened to Liverpool last year, where they had a very good flying start to the first half of the season and then get knocked out because a team, again, PSG, yeah, we were on form and whatnot, but I do not want that happening. I really, really, really hope that Luis Enrique goes into every single one of these players and makes them realize that, yes, you were excellent last year. That was last year. That was last year. Great teams. And what is going to make, if PSG is able to go and do so and be regarded as one of the best teams of all time and have a dynasty, is the regularity, is the consistency, not over one season, but 2, 3. And that's what we need to do. So yeah, that's basically it. Again, I go and say there is no excuses. There is no excuses. PSG are not that good. PSG, arguably right now, are not a top 5 team in the world. Voilà, je le dis maintenant. And until evidence to the contrary, I will continue to go and say that. But anyways, guys, that's basically it for me. It's been a rant. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, the rival fans put all the mockeries, all the 𝙎𝙬𝘋𝘋𝘼𝑗𝑎, the this, that, and the other talk now, all that in the comments. Yeah. Honestly, we deserve it at this point. We deserve it. But guys, thank you guys anyways for taking time to watch the video. It's been a pleasure as always, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. And remember, stay safe, stay kind, and stay blessed. Godspeed.